Alright. Hello, YouTube. This is Tomoko is Bay. And let's see, Matthias, do you want me to just go ahead and summarize what happened last night as I was playing the game? Okay. So, the stream before we left off right after, I think, that's right. We left off after, the white-haired girl was, I guess kind of half-heartedly attempting to murder Mell. Because she had his hand around his neck, but she didn't actually go through with it. And then Mell was like trying to convince her to like, I guess accept his love for her, and he would like take her to the theater. So where we picked up on the last stream was when they went to the theater, and they were watching Romeo and Juliet, and Nellie was there with her fiance, which apparently her father had chosen for her already. But obviously she doesn't like his fiance, so she was like, you know, kind of bitching and stuff at the theater, saying she didn't like him, and then she just kind of like ran off, like right after the play began, and then she found Mell there with the white-haired girl, and she got like super jealous because Mell was dating her. So she started like talking shit about the white-haired girl, saying like she was not noble and all that, and then Mell got pissed off and hit Nellie. And then Nellie, like, just ran out of the entire theater and just went back home at that point. Okay, hold on, I forgot to update my stream. 1 second. Update. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, he hit her. He hit his sister. So yeah, she ran off back home, and then basically had a meltdown back at home. Just like trashed everything in her bedroom. And even the painting, the one that she really likes of Mell and her, she just like ripped it off the wall and started like clawing it and shit. And and then, like, as she was clawing it, like, scraping the paint off of it, she found that there was, like, some writing underneath the paint. And so she, like, scratched all the paint off and read what the writing was. Um, and apparently the painting was was done 16 years ago. And so that's like before Nellie was even born. So she's like going, well, that can't be me in the painting then, because it was painted before I was even born. And then she figured out that the person who painted that picture is the white-haired girl's father. And then, like, how did, oh yeah, and it said it also, the writing also said something like, well, I think what it said was, the painting depicted Mell and his future sister who had not yet been born, but it wasn't Nellie. And it also said, if your future daughter is not flaxen haired, then she's going to be removed from the family along with me. So she was able to deduce from that the girl in the painting was not her, but actually the girl with the white hair, because that who ultimately was born. So she figured out that the white-haired girl is actually Mel's half-sister. They share the same mother. Apparently, Mel's mother had an affair with this guy and then gave birth to the white-haired girl. So after she was born, both her and her father, the one that the mother had an affair with, were kicked out of the family. And so then Nellie totally freaks the fuck out because Mell basically fell in love with his half-sister. And she's going, well, if he can fall in love with his half-sister, then why am I not the one that he falls in love with? Because I'm his sister too, right? So then she basically goes... yeah, then she just goes psycho and fucking murders the white-haired girl after that. And then she goes, and then that night she goes into Mel's bedroom while he's trying to sleep, and then Mell thinks that she is the white-haired girl, so like she kisses him, and he lets it happen because he thinks she's the white-haired girl, but then like all of a sudden, like he realizes something's wrong, and he looks at her, and she looks like the white-haired girl, but it's actually Nellie, and she's like, oh look, I put on this wig of white hair so that she would look like the white-haired girl, but she fucking killed her. So I mean, she like ripped all her fucking hair off and put it on herself. And then yeah, I think that's where we left off. So Yeah, pretty fucked up, man. Okay, so I think at this point Mell is having like a flashback, so that's where we're gonna pick up here. Oh, dearest Mell, here you are again reading such hard books. Your eyes will go bad if you spend too long staring at pages. I'll be fine, Nellie. It's not like I'm reading 24 hours a day. No, that's not good enough. If your eyes go bad, dearest Mell, you won't be able to see me anymore. You worry too much. I can see you fine and well, my princess. Your hair glimmering like the sun, and your beautiful smile. I can see you clear as day, and that'll never change. Plus, the skies are clear today, so you're even more radiant than usual. You know, this is my favorite season. Winter's cold, and there's so much rain. I can't stand it. But as it gets closer to my birthday, the clouds go away. And I just adore the sun. Ah yes, it's almost your birthday, isn't it? Have you decided what you're going to ask Father for? Not yet. I want pretty dolls and shoes with sparkling gems. And I also want a pretty dress like the one Mother wears. A list that long is asking a bit much, even for Father. But, dearest Mell, I already have what I want the most. So the truth is, as long as I have that, I don't need anything else. Oh? And what would that be? The hairpin they bought for you the other day? Or maybe the song they had written for you last year? None of that, dearest Mell. Huh? Then what could it be? Now I'm really curious. What is it that's so valuable to you? That's a secret. Girls have so many secrets, I just don't know what to do. Say, dearest Mell, would you run your fingers through my hair? Finish this off. Just for a little bit? What's gotten into you, Nellie? Why are you so hungry for attention all of a sudden? Please, dearest Mell. Oh, Nellie, what am I going to do with you? Come over here. Hehehe. And I want to sit on your lap. Yes, yes. As you wish, my beautiful, beautiful little princess. Say, dearest Mell? Oh, what is it this time, Nellie? Right now, I'm so incredibly happy. Oh, and out of curiosity, who was it that you really cared so much about? Okay, I think we might be back in the present now. So he's like running from Nellie at this point. In a fevered frenzy, Mell fled from the mansion. Even in early summer, the night was cold. And to make matters worse, raindrops pelted him from head to toe. But that caused him little discomfort, for a far greater maelstrom of pain rampaged within his breast. At night, the town took on a different appearance, not simply for lack of illumination, but the people active within it as well. It was not a suitable place for a young aristocratic man to go wandering unattended. The darkness is not only the abode of devils, but of beggars, thieves, criminals, and all manners of things undesirable. But despite that, he continued to run, knowing not where he was to head. He simply went where his feet took him, and where he arrived was the church. Father! Father! God should be able to offer me counsel, to answer all my questions. About that painting, about her, and about Nellie's feelings. Not her lies, but the truth. Okay, so apparently Mell still doesn't believe what Nellie told him about the white-haired girl being his half-sister and all that. Please, open the door! Open the door! But as you might expect, the door was locked, and the priest showed no sign of responding to his calls. The sound of the pouring rain drowned out everything else. His head drooped feebly. He looked like a helpless little calf who had wandered alone onto a dark, precarious mountain path with no end in sight. Why won't anyone tell me the truth? All I want is for someone to tell me it's not true. Have I sinned? No, I didn't know anything. I didn't know. No. None of it's true. So I haven't done anything wrong. I am not at fault. Am I? Nevertheless, his sister's claims and her laughs continued to echo within his head. If he truly believed it to be false, he would have gone to look at the painting. That he could not was an indication that uncertainty had a stronger grip on him. Fragmented images of a white-haired painter fluttered through the back of his mind, but he desperately shoved them aside. What good is the church? What good is theology? What good is God? What? Something moved near the boy. It stood immediately behind him and grasped his light dressing gown. He had been so consumed in his own world that he had not noticed the person's presence until they were close enough to touch him. What? Who are you? Standing there was a beggar dressed in tattered rags. He's still begging at the church? The hooded beggar tentatively extended his hand toward Mell, pleading for relief with sad, slender fingers. Were he a generous young man, Mell would have given the beggar something. Were he generous, of course. Lord, get your filthy hands off me! I don't have a damn thing to give you right now. Don't you dare touch me! Suddenly, the beggar's head turned upward. My eyes catch the beggar's. Her hood fell back, revealing a hairless head. Oh shit! It's her, dude! So she didn't kill her. Oh shit, I figured she killed her. Why? And a pair of red eyes gazing bitterly, though with a familiar, distinctive glimmer, at Mell. Red eyes. She immediately covered her face and turned to run. It can't be. The beggar that's always been here was a... But you said yourself that they would not survive much longer. How could you be certain she was that same beggar? Wait! Wait for me! Perhaps, as someone of such high social standing, all beggars appeared the same to you? Or perhaps you wanted to believe your meager generosity made a difference, that you did something of value. I will not say it is wrong to think so. Wait for me! I chase after the fleeing girl. Though I shout for her to stop, she continues to run. Okay, wait, why is he narrating it now? That's weird. The rain is so heavy, I'm afraid I might lose her. I'm terrified. But I didn't do anything wrong, did I? I'm begging you, please stop. I just want to talk. She comes to a stop at a corner. Please do not go around this corner. It's you, isn't it? I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? What I said back there was terrible, and for that I am truly sorry. I didn't realize it was you. Please come back to me. If you're concerned about social status, I'll figure something out. And Nellie's getting married off soon enough. Oh, yes, Nellie. Nellie did some horrible things to you. She's lost her mind. She was talking nonsense. But don't worry, she'll be out of the picture soon enough. I'll make sure you're safe. Say something, please. Are you angry? You're angry, aren't you? I am not angry at you. I am not. Did you know everything? Did you come to our house aware of everything? What? Did you? Tell me, please. The priest isn't around and everything Nellie says is a lie. You're the only one who will tell me it's not true. What are you? Our relationship. I don't understand what you're saying. I see. You don't know. You don't know. It's for the best. Nellie's the only one who knows, and she'll be gone before long. Everything will be all right. Lord Mell, it'll all be all right. Let's go back. I'll make sure you're never put in danger again. I'm begging you, stay with me. My appearance is no longer suitable to stand at your side. You saw how unsightly I am back by the church, did you not? Hair can grow back. That's not a problem. Now I truly look the part of the hideous witch, but I am to blame. It was a sin for me to find happiness in your kindness. What are you talking about? My sin was falling in love with you. Not what happened to my father, nor how we had to spend our days. There's no sin in that. We have our whole lives ahead of us, don't we? With enough time, this whole tragic mess will be behind us. Things will only get better from here. I'll be your prince, like the one who took the girl to see the outside world. So please, give me your hand. Come to me. Don't leave me all alone. I need you by my side. Please. I extend my hand around the corner. I sense her hesitating beyond the bend. I'm begging you. I can't see what's on the other side, but a vision of her reaching out to put her hand in mine wells up in my mind. But that story never had an ending. What? She doesn't take my hand. I doubt the girl ever wrote that letter. Ah. She's not there when I turn the corner. Why? How did things end up like this? Where did I go wrong? Oh God. Your error was likely your kindness. thoughtlessly, haphazardly spreading your generosity. But that generosity came from your own desire to avoid pain, for your own happiness. I. I. What should I have done? I can't take this. Everyone. Everyone was happy. Nellie used to laugh and smile. She once meant the world to me. How did things end up like this? It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. If you pretend like nothing happened, then perhaps they can go on smiling in your head. But regardless, you must follow the path you tread. It is your path alone. The path you chose when, in that moment, you decided to run. Make the wrong choice in those moments, and you shall find yourself on the road to ruin. Wait a sec. Is she saying he was wrong to run away from Nellie? Like, are you fucking kidding me? She was fucking psycho. Bro, like, come on. What was he supposed to fucking do? I would have been better off not knowing. Better off in the dark. I just wanted those tranquil days to last. They were supposed to last forever. At some point, your childhood must come to an end. And that ending may not be the one you anticipated. I can't stand this world. You yearned for a world that would treat you with kindness. What should I do? What should I have done? Someone, please, help me. You should return now. If you spend too long out here, you are liable to catch a cold. Now, let us return to our own time. Bro, I can't accept that story, man. I cannot fucking accept that shit. Like, Mel didn't fucking do anything wrong. Like, oh my god. I mean, I guess, like, the white haired girl could never get over the fact that um, his family kicked her father out. But, like, holy shit, dude. That just totally fucking sucked for Mel. Mel got the total raw end of that fucking deal. Okay, wait, who? Crestfallen young man? Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Mel? Well, I guess the good thing is at least Nellie didn't kill the white-haired girl. Like, that would have just totally, like, which, I mean, I think that was kind of what they were, like, wanting you to think, they were wanting you to think that she killed her, but she actually didn't. I guess she just like attacked her and cut her hair off. But then again, like, Nellie is just a little, like, 14-year-old girl. To think she'd be able to, like, pull that off on, even on someone like the white-haired girl, I don't know. Alright, well, anyway. So, I don't know who's supposed to be speaking here. Maybe it's still the maid. The crestfallen young man faded into the distance, and the decrepit double doors clacked shut. Through the shattered glass you could see only the ruins of a garden, not a single rose growing within. You had evidently returned from the past. In the garden weeds grew taller than people. You found it difficult to look at. A wolf howled in the distance. The children, the sea of roses, and the white-haired girl were nowhere to be found. Oh, okay, no, this is not the maid speaking here. Okay, gonna change my voice now. You and the maid who called you master were the only people present in the mansion. What happened to them next? Oh, master, you would know better than I. My, you cannot remember? It seems this is quite serious, then. Worry not. My loyalty lies with you, master. The mansion has witnessed more yet. Let us make our way to the second door. Your hand in hers, the maid guided you back through the kitchen and into the tea room. Her palms were still cold. You felt as though you were clenching ice. Master, do you wish to know the truth, no matter what may be hidden within? Or, if it is something you would be happier not knowing, would you rather remain in the dark? Oh, is that so? I wonder about their father. Yes, the flaxen-haired sibling's father. Do you think he knew about the white-haired girl? If he did, then perhaps he allowed her to stay because of how deeply he loved his wife. Or maybe because he did not want people to find out about her. I expect he too experienced many different emotions. But those pages of his story remain untold. Their parents likely had a turbulent tale as well, but theirs is not of consequence. To whom? I could not tell you. You and the maid cross through the entrance hall, continuing your trek. At some point, the fire in the fireplace had faded to embers, emphasizing the lack of light within the mansion. The maid took a candlestick and lit it in the cinders. The small flame illuminated her pale face. On a whim, you asked the maid about herself. About me? I am a maid devoted to your service, master, as I have said. Oh, what was that? You are interested in my name? You flatter me. I truly do appreciate the question, but you are more than welcome to simply call me the maid. Also, it would make me much happier to hear you say my name after you have recalled who you are, master. A subtle smile rose to the maid's face, after which she began to lead you down a first-floor corridor. Still holding the maid's hand, you passed in front of a full-length mirror. In it reflected the warm light of the candle, which disappeared out of range shortly thereafter. Oh my, is something the matter? Did you come across something peculiar? The maid had not appeared in the mirror, though she was not the only one without a reflection. You reached the end of the corridor. There appeared to be a doorway, but the door itself was long since gone, leaving only a hole in the wall to frame the stairs behind it. Without hesitation, the maid descended into the darkness. You have more interest in this mansion, master, than in a mere maid, do you not? Though it pains me to say as much in your presence, master, this house is cursed. Yes, it is a curse that runs deep. As you just bore witness to, the majority of those who dwell within these walls fall into misfortune. I have served here for many years, and periods of happiness are as fleeting as a sugar cube in a cup of hot tea. Why did such tragedies befall them? If I were to guess, master, it was because you had not returned. But when you remember your true self, the mansion's curse should be broken. I'm wondering if the master here is Mell's father. What do you think? Think it could be Mell's father? The next door is before us. Or if this game wanted to pull a really crazy twist, the master would actually be the white-haired girl's father. It appeared to be the entrance to a cellar. The disconsolate wooden door was visibly rotten in several places, and it seemed it might crumble at a single touch. You think it's Mell? I guess it could be. You could hear the sound of something devouring meat beyond the door. Maybe there was a beast living within. Before you had a chance to say you thought it was dangerous, the maid opened the door with a chilling smile on her face. Your first impression was that it smelled of blood. Oh shit, 1707. Alright, we're skipping ahead like 100 years now. The mansion sat in ruins in that era. Not a soul resided within. The grandeur of the house was lost to the ages. It was in perpetual decline. Not a flower grew in the garden. Dust and dirt blackened the plaster. Cobwebs blanketed the corridors. Ivy shrouded the outer walls. It was not a pleasant sight. You know, is it just me, or does this give you like Beauty and the Beast kind of vibes? Like, obviously it's like darker than Beauty and the Beast, but that's kind of what this reminds me of. As hard as I tried to fight it, I could not stop the mansion's descent into disrepair. The depth of the previous owner's grief, or perhaps despair, was far too much. Oh shit, was that Mell they're talking about? After the beautiful, flaxen-haired family, people stayed away from the mansion. They had no heirs, so their bloodline simply vanished into the depths of history. It had been about 50 years since the house last had a resident. The forlorn property appeared as though it had been abandoned for centuries, and the occasional villager who stumbled upon it did not remain there for more than a day. My time there was rather solitary. That was perhaps the loneliest time of my life. Everyone who visited the mansion feared it, and it was left without anyone to become its master. I even came to believe that my time serving as a maid would come to an end in this era. Bro, I don't understand this. Like, how could she still be a maid of the mansion, like, over a period of 100 freaking years? Like, she'd have to be like some kind of fucking immortal being or something. However, one day, I noticed something out of the ordinary. As a servant of the house, I am almost immediately aware of any new presence within its walls. And there appeared to me something downstairs. Can you imagine just how delighted I was? Though part of me was anxious about what kind of person I might find, the possibility that it could be you had my heart aflutter. See, this is the thing. I think the characters in this story, like, live over, like, multiple centuries. Like, there's no other way this makes any sense. So, resisting the urge to rush, I headed for the basement. The cellar was where red wine, smoked meat, and other preserved foods were kept. By that point, the wine was practically antique. As I had expected, a man had made his way into the cellar. Is anyone there? although I am unsure if referring to him as a man is entirely accurate. Oh my, this is quite something. Oh shit, dude. It's like a fucking ghoul. The very first thing I sensed was an almost unbearable stench. The odor emanated from the man, heightened by the food he had carelessly rummaged through. Blood-red liquid spilled from wine barrels, soaking the floor. His sunken eyes had a piercing, wolf-like glimmer in them. His teeth were sharp and yellowed, visible as he ripped into a chunk of meat. He grumbled in a seemingly inhuman tongue. I was looking at a beast, or perhaps a half-beast. There was another source of odor in the room, though. It had something of a kind of metallic tinge to it, and when I noticed this, I nearly passed out. The red liquid was not just wine, as I had assumed. The beast had, I presume, stolen a weapon from the village. A sword, far too nice for him, lay on the floor by his side. I could hardly imagine how many people's lives he had taken with that blade. It was visibly wet with blood, even in the darkness of the cellar, but at the same time, it had an imposing gleam. The fine, luscious aroma of the wine could not mask the stench of blood and the beast. Holding my breath, I took a few moments to ponder. Ponder what? Oh, master, you know. Tell me, were you summoned here by the mansion? Did you come here knowing what kind of place it is? If you are in want of money, you are welcome to help yourself to some of the furniture. And I imagine the villagers would be willing to welcome you if you dressed yourself up a bit more like a person. Bro. Hey, hey! What the fuck are you doing? Damn cat. Shit. Okay. I guess that added to the atmosphere of this game right now. Then you can trade the furniture for food and make your way to a larger town. The wolf was able to fool the innocent little girl simply by putting on clothing, after all. Oh dear, I was afraid you wouldn't understand me. What am I to do? I was in quite the predicament. Nevertheless, it meant a great deal to me that I had found someone who did not fear the mansion, be they human or beast. So I decided I should give him my assistance, while doing my best not to agitate him. Say, could you perchance be my new master? Okay, man. Welcome to the second story. The mansion sat near the ocean. To say it was perched upon a cliff might make it sound rather intimidating, but you could see the beautifully clear sea through the windows, a glittering expanse of emerald and turquoise. Okay, hold on a second. I'll turn the sound effect down here. Okay. If the mansion had been in proper condition, it would have been breathtaking against that backdrop. I even wanted to plant orange trees in the garden. Though it was a tumultuous era, the sun still shone bright upon the land, which only served to emphasize the house's unsightliness. Oh yes, perhaps I should give you some more background information. At that period in time, a war had just drawn to a close. The once gorgeous wetlands were infested with crows picking at decaying remains. Bodies of soldiers fallen in battle continually washed up on the shores of coastal villages. The people wanted nothing more than for the curtain to draw on that deeply political contest. And when it finally did, the kingdom, with its richly fertile shores, was stripped of its independence, beginning a new era under new rule. The people were exhausted, their spirits wasted away, and the splendor of the ocean and sky did nothing to help. In my mind, the beast was emblematic of the times, emaciated and enveloped in the scent of blood. But the war came to an end. Thus the beast did not have to remain a beast, I thought. Did he? And so I endeavored to make the beast more human-like. First, I needed to do something about his appearance. I would draw a bath, scrub away all the filth, and dress him in clothing left in the mansion. However, having sat unused for 50 years, the majority of garments had been devoured by insects and were of little use. So I searched the mansion top to bottom for anything the beast could wear, heated up some coals, and set to work ironing what I found. At the time, steam irons had not yet been invented. We used plates of iron heated with coals. They somewhat resembled kettles. I even prepared meals for the beast in order to teach him proper table manners. Although, with the mansion in a nearly uninhabitable state of disarray, there was only so much I could do in the kitchen. And the only supplies I had to work with were what was left in the cellar. As such, I was not able to put to use the cooking skills I had learned in the flaxen-haired family's time. Now, you mustn't eat with your hands. Do you want to get your fingers and face dirty? you eat using a knife and fork. See, like this. I feel like I am teaching a young child. Oh my, what are you holding your head for? Oh dear. Perhaps I should be teaching you to speak before table manners. Worry not, we have plenty of time. You needn't act so frightened. Or perhaps you do not want to be understood at all? Would you be so kind as to tell me your name? You are, for now, still a guest. Is it too soon for me to call you master? Or am I mistaken? Your name, that is what people call you. How about I start by telling you my name? I am called... Is that Bestia or Beastia? I guess it's Bestia. Bestia. Your name is Bestia? I see. Then that is what I shall call you, Bestia. My, you seem to be rather perplexed as to how I was still alive. He had, in fact, attempted to cause me harm. However, I am a servant of the house. The beast called himself Bestia. It is a curious thing. When I learned his name, he seemed to take on new importance in my mind. He was not a mere beast, but the thing called Bestia. Master, should I ever have the chance to hear your name, I am certain you, too, shall become more substantial a presence. But you must always remember, Master, that even if you do not remember your name, and even if you never know mine, you have always held a special place in my heart. And thus began my tranquil days with Bestia. Slowly, he began to learn the human tongue, and I was, to be quite honest, rather thrilled. To be certain, I was afraid of the beast, but my fear was not so strong as my elation that there was someone else in the mansion, someone to whom I could speak, and someone that might become my master. Come now, you must pull the weeds out at the roots, or they will soon grow back. This is a task that requires perseverance. You do it like this, see? There you go. Grass. Oh, did you not expect that? What appears to be many plants on the surface is actually all connected within the soil. This is a task that requires a man's strength. If there were other servants, they could do it. So I apologize for making you tend to the garden, future master. Or perhaps, now that you are all dressed up, Do you wish to leave the mansion and find someone to fool, as the wolf did the sweet little girl? Have you no interest in remaining in such a disheveled house? Go on. Not want leave. Oh my, is that so? If you wish to stay, then I shall not stop you. On the contrary, I will gladly attend to you. I am waiting for the person who is to become my master. Forever waiting. I should be able to watch over you until the day you depart this world, old and wrinkled. Do you not believe me? Are you interested in becoming the master of this house? Will be. I have to wonder if you know what you are saying, although it matters little whether you do or not. Oh my, look at that. Now this brings back memories. This is called a rose. Do you know what a rose is? It is a type of flower. Not. No. Do not. No. I see. Then allow me to teach you. What you have here is not a real rose. The real roses wilted and are sleeping in the soil. This is called an accessory. It is something women wear. The beast held an ornamental white rose in his hands, an object someone sometime meant to give to someone else. Curiously, the white rose was just as stunning as it had been the day it was made, despite being buried in the earth for so many years. I hear roses make wonderful gifts. He stared intently at the decorative rose. I had presumed the beast would either discard it disinterestedly or destroy it. But much to my surprise, Bestia held it gently in his hands, as though it were something precious to him. Are you perchance considering giving it to me? So you are not. Very well. Is there someone else you would like to give it to? In that moment, a thought floated through my mind. The thing I had found in a pool of blood in the cellar was a monstrous creature indeed, but perhaps that was not, at his core, what he truly was. So I asked him a question. What is it that you desire, Bestia? This mansion fulfills people's desires. If you yearn for something, want, live peace. Look at that filthy thing. A beast? It's a beast! It's eating goddamn sand. You really that hungry? Beast, you foul creature! Stay the hell back! Get any closer, filthy beast, and I'll kill you. several days passed by. As Bestia began to act more like a person, the mansion followed suit, slowly becoming more habitable, though not yet back to its former glory. No flowers grew in the garden, but neither were there weeds infesting it. The dusty corridors, shattered windows, rust-covered kitchen gradually returned to their proper states. Bestia learned how to change his own clothes and how to draw a bath. No longer did I have to wait on him hand and foot. He could take care of a number of things all by himself. What we lacked for food, he acquired from the forest. Never did he go to purchase supplies from the village. Rather, he captured hares and gathered herbs hidden in the overgrowth. There were days without incident. And though such a life may be want for excitement, peace is something that you mustn't take for granted. Those who have it cast it aside, finding the leisurely flow of time dull. Only those who have never experienced it truly know how precious it is. Bestia appeared to be content. He wore an expression of solitary serenity. "Someone! Is anyone there?" And then one day, a crack formed in the uneventful tranquility. "Is anyone in there? Could you part with some food? I don't need much. Some food and water. Just a little, that's all I need." Bestia looked over at me as if seeking my aid. Ironic, no? It was the visitor who was truly in need of aid. I pondered it for a few moments, deciding that I could not simply turn away someone calling upon the mansion. Had Bestia ordered me not let him in, I would have followed his instructions, but he said nothing. "Oh, thank God! Someone's here. I was afraid it was deserted." "You said you were in need of sustenance?" "Yes. It doesn't have to be much. Anything to quench this thirst. I got lost, and it's been several days. Give me a few minutes. I will find..." "Let him in." A firm, deep voice came from behind me. I was quite startled. When had the beast learned to act so much like a human? When had he learned to speak so clearly, and to behave so much like a master? Ah! Upon seeing Bestia, a look of terror appeared to cross the wanderer's face for a moment. To my eyes, Bestia was the very image of a head of house, but to an outsider, he probably appeared to be nothing more than a beast in man's clothing. "Prepare him a meal and a bed. I suspect he is quite tired." "Thank you very much." But in time, the fear drained from the man's face. Bestia sat precariously on the border between man and beast. Though he still had his doubts, the wanderer revised his first impression, deciding Bestia was human. As the wolf had fooled the little girl in the forest, he too had succeeded in playing the role of a man. "I thought I was a goner for a while there, but you really came to the rescue," And a meal like this on top of that? You really didn't have to. Though I guess that's not an appropriate thing to say as I'm eating. What kind of meat is this? Hare. It's damn tender for rabbit. And here I thought it was beef. You have quite the skilled chef. Oh, is she the one who cooked this? Is she your wife? Oh no, I am merely a servant. A female servant, huh? Don't see that very often. This mansion's just full of surprises. I can hardly believe it. Lost for days, and as soon as I think I'm dead, there it is. Thinking back on it now, it's miraculous. But why are you two living alone in a house on a cliff? Oh, I beg your pardon. Asking so many questions without telling you about myself. My apologies. Just a little too excited to finally see other people. I'm a merchant. I do international trade. Until a few years back, spice exports pretty much all came from one place. But now that we've established trade routes of our own, my country's fighting tooth and nail to push its exports. And in fact, some have lost a few teeth in the fight already. But that's just how it works. It's a cutthroat world. You do what you must to survive. That's just how it works, the merchant said, a sorrowful look on his face. He was quite clearly putting on a show, though. Confidence in himself and his homeland radiated from that man. I came to this land to do business, but much to my chagrin, I somehow ended up lost in the forest. Had I wandered around for much longer, I'd have lost the chance to ever see my beloved again. Your beloved? Yes, sir. I'm constantly out on business, so we only get to see each other a few times a year. But she always waits for my return. I'd like to introduce you to her if I ever get the chance. She's a pretty girl, if not especially striking. Is that so? The merchant was a man of many words, and I, for one, do not mind a lively supper table. Though I know not how Bestia felt, at the very least, I was glad we had invited the wanderer into the mansion. He was, after all, holding a proper conversation with someone, and he seemed to be having success concealing his piercing, beast-like gaze. However... Oh, right. I stopped by the village before entering the forest, and I heard a bone-chilling tale there. As soon as the merchant brought up the subject, a palpable tension spread through the room. They say there have been sightings of a beast. It's a creature unlike anything anyone's seen before. Not a wolf or a bear or anything like that. It even attacked the village once, killing several people. Thankfully, the men managed to drive it out. But the creature is still alive. There's nothing in this world scarier than a vicious beast. So you should keep an eye out. Wouldn't want to accidentally let a murderous beast into your home. At the villager's insistence, I had the smithy forge me a knife. Is that knife... Huh? With you now? Well, yeah, I've got it on me. Only good to defend myself with, but it's better than that knife. You brought that knife. You're here to kill me with that knife. What? You're going to stab me again and again with that knife, like they did last time. That's why you're here, isn't it? What? What are you talking about? What's gotten into you? Stab and stab and stab. Calm down. What are you so worried about? I'm not going to hurt you with this. What did you just say? Eek! I like to imagine that before the wolf ate the poor little girl, he said, "Is this what I always look like?" That beast! What's your problem? What's wrong? Talk to me. Is me. Stop! Stay back! Get any closer and I'll stab you to death. You act like you only just realized I'm a beast. Eek! That's right! I'm a beast. I killed them. Stay back. And I'll do the same to you. Ah! Help! In his hand, Bestia held his sword. Perhaps it had been hidden under the table, or maybe behind his chair. Regardless, it was as though he had expected this to happen. The merchant kicked aside a chair, attempting to flee, but Bestia closed the distance in an instant, knocking him back. He lost his balance and slammed against the wall, but still, he made to escape, though the beast stood blocking his path. No! Please stop this! Don't kill me! My beloved is waiting for me back home. I can't leave her behind. And why should I care? A dreadful scream echoed through the dining room. I reflexively covered my ears. Please help! Someone! Anyone! No one's going to come for you. This mansion's a long way from town. Help! That woman, where did she... Why isn't she here? She was just... Gah! You'll kill me if I don't kill you, and so I must show you that I will. I must show you that I'm serious. I must kill you, or you won't understand. You just won't understand. If I don't show you firsthand, you won't understand. I'll make you understand. I'll make your flesh and bones understand. Kill. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Grah! Kill you. Monster. That's right. I am. Beast. They had been enjoying a peaceful meal around the table together just minutes earlier. So what had triggered this? If I were to guess, the merchant saying the word knife is what caused the beast to snap. A simple, small thing set him off. I could not comprehend it. Bestia, who had said he wished for peace, was staring down at the ravaged corpse of the merchant with a look of ecstasy on his face. Master, can you understand how he felt? Even just a little? Did he not yearn for peace, but for slaughter? Alright, what do you say we stop here for the night? Man, I didn't think this was supposed to be like a kinetic novel, but there was only like one choice, like at the very beginning, and it seemed like it was like a totally inconsequential choice, and there hasn't been any choices since then, so I'm not sure, like, I mean, I know this thing has like 8 endings or something, so there has to be some choices at some point. I don't know. You think you're done. You mean you're not gonna watch this visual novel anymore? Man. Alright, well, I'll pick this back up again tomorrow. But yeah, apparently the second story is a lot scarier than the first one. Oh, whoops. Ooh. Alright, well, good night. I'll be back again tomorrow.